Hi, I'm Ezelle from the upcoming. Lovely to speak to you both, and congratulations on the second series.
Thank you.
So perhaps for those that haven't seen it, you could sort of tell us a little bit about the series, Gangs of London, and your characters that you play in the series as well.
Well, Gangs of London is a thrilling, action-packed, intrigue-packed journey through a kind of a Gothamized version of this very city of London of ours that we live in, and where the stakes of power and influence are basically being wrestled over between rival gangs. And the Wallace clan and the Dumani clan are the oldest established clan in London, but things fall apart at the very beginning of season 1 when Finn Wallace, played by the wonderful Mr. Colm Meaney,
That's right.
is taken out, and a power vacuum develops, and the war begins, and that's basically it. A great big family saga. And I play Ed Dumani, who is the hand of the king, shall we say, to the late Finn Wallace. They built the Wallace Empire together. He's also the patriarch of the Dumani family, and so that's where we find ourselves.
And I play Marion Wallace, who is the widow of Finn Wallace, and one of the originators with Ed and the late husband in the Empire.
As we move forward through season 2, we could sort of see the Dumani and the Wallace family that have been inextricably linked through season 1. Kind of, it falls apart, that kind of thing. And where do we find you, Ed, in season 2 then? Well,
we find Ed dealing with the consequences of probably the hardest thing he's ever had to do in his life. Basically causing the schism, the end of the love between the Wallace and the Dumani's families, and the family falls apart. And at the beginning of season 2, which is a year later, we find that there are new players in town. The chess pieces on the board, as it were, have moved, but Ed finds himself having to bridge the old world and the new world, trying to hold it all together and struggling a lot.
And Marion, for you, obviously, we leave the first series thinking that you are actually dead, and then we find out that that's not the case, and you play a really big part in the sort of drug and gun underworld in the series. How did that feel to kind of have a bit more of a hardened role in this series for you?
Well, it's a return to work for Marion, because that's where she came from. And so for me, that's a side I'd always wanted to be able to represent and just show that that's where she came from, and to be able to just slip back in there as well without any sort of error. Just that's, she didn't want to give that side up, but she was forced to give that side up. So it's like she's just putting the skin back on again. But what is interesting for Marion at this point, it's who she's in work with, who she's in business with. And the fact is, who does she owe her survival to? She's also the woman who is in control of the funds, even though they are Marion's funds. So it's a very tricky, dodgy line to walk, but it's great.
And I think for this season we see, it seems to be a lot more sort of slicker. The skylines of London are amazing, and the action just really steps up in this season. How was it working with Corin Hardy again as director, and obviously the whole ensemble cast for you?
Well, it's like coming back home, coming back to family, but with the added joy of now knowing that the world that we've created works. The joyous challenge is deepening it, broadening it, and pushing it further. And I think Corin's stamp is all over season 2, all over it.
You've just seen a trailer, and it's wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It looks, I hit the, yeah, it is.
I promise you,
Yeah.
you're both good. What do you think are some of the favourite scenes that you filmed in this series? What sort of standout moments for you?
Well, I think there's definitely there's a reunion scene, shall we say, that was a lot of fun to work on.
Yeah.
And of course, there's I think you get to see the two of these well-established characters going back to their action roots, shall we say.
Yeah. Also, there's struggle. There's a lot of struggle in this as well for both of them, and it's not in their usual comfort zones. It's one of the challenges as well. Yeah. But what is great about that is showing that they can adapt. They just do it because they're from that. So these people are survivors, and they will do what it takes to survive.
Absolutely.
And how is it having these new characters like Cobra introduced into the series? How did that change the story arc for you guys?
As I said, it deepens the world, it broadens the world, but I mean, there's such amazing actors and playmates. It really is a delight. Really is a delight, and I know the lovers of the show will enjoy the new members of the team.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ezelle. Thank you.